Good morning. It's August 7th, Sunday morning. We slept in a little bit. The sun's coming out, which is nice.
I can see it through my open door.
We're really looking forward to drying out all of our gear. And you can see we've got the big paper map out. Just looking to see maybe what could be explored today. And it's interesting because we're like on the border. Yellowstone has a bunch of bear management areas, and they all have different rules about when you can travel. Like for a lot of time, you're not even allowed on them at all.
Right.
And then I guess when hibernation's over, during the day, you're allowed to travel through it. So we're like right on the border of the Mirror Plateau Bear Management Area. And I usually like looking for a remote lake or a peak somewhere.
There's no named peaks.
There's no named peaks, which is fine. There's still little high points I could go check out. Surprisingly, there's like no lakes on the northern, you said it's like 11 miles lengthwise. Yeah. So the northern part, so like incorporating 6 miles, there's one tiny little lake called Mirror Lake, and it's a bit of a haul, all off trail. So just looking around, seeing what's around, what we can go check out. I would like to go see something. Just not sure what that's going to be yet. But that's all part of the fun, right? You kind of, don't want to super overplan things. So this is kind of what we do on rest days. I kind of look and see what's around and just probably will strike out in the next hour or so, have another cup of coffee. And I think based on the weather we had when we had cell service a couple days ago, the weather's going to be pretty good now the rest of our trip, which is nice. Yeah, we can dry things out. This is actually a really nice site. We're on
a little tiny peninsula from in the lake, which is nice.
It's really cool. Yeah. So we've seen ducks on the lake.
Mm-hmm. We saw a lot of bison poop, but no bison.
And some of it looked fresher, unless it was just the rain rehydrating it. But one thing we haven't seen since we started is any other backpackers. On the first day, as we were striking out, there was one day hiker that went off on a different trail, probably the Wrangler Lake.
Yeah, I think so.
And we haven't seen a soul since. So this is day 4 and no backpackers, which is crazy.
Especially when you think of how many people are in the front country of Yosemite. There's so many, not Yosemite, Yellowstone. There's so many people.
Yeah.
Especially at Old Faithful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're just kind of relaxing. We'll probably get stuff out. We'll find out where the sun's going to hit initially and start throwing stuff out there just to dry off. The one thing that's probably not going to be dry is our trail runners, but that's okay. Especially because everything's just taller grass and wet, but that's fine. So yeah, that's Sunday morning, and Yellowstone's been different.
It's different. It's much flatter.
Yeah.
There's no real views.
We did go through a big burn area.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really get any pictures because it was raining. We were just trying to get to our campsite.
Yeah. You'll see some videos of it. I took a couple quick 20-second shots.
Burn area, marshy, remember tomorrow we might see some quicksand. We'll see.
Yes, there's a quicksand alert. We're looking forward to that. But that's actually at the trail. It's not off trail.
No, it's on trail.
But so it'll be interesting to see what is categorized as quicksand.
Yep.
Sarah said I have to go first so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll do a little video about me always going first another day.
So I think we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll see where the day takes us. Who knows? Check in later. So we have some nice direct sunlight hitting our site. We're drying out a bunch of stuff, and you can see we're kind of on this little peninsula where we have a little body of water to one side of us, another body of water on the other side, but the main lake is that away. So we're kind of nestled in this cool little peninsula island. Probably going to strike out soon to go do a little exploring. It's still kind of chilly in the shade, but once you're in the sun, it feels really good. So it should be a nice day weather-wise, hopefully. I see you. Hello, hello.
Hello.
This is the other campsite. I think it's a little nicer when you check it out.
Okay.
See you later. So it's Sunday, mid-morning. Been hiking for about a mile and just started heading off trail. Pretty much on the border. This is part of the Pelican Valley. I think Pelican Valley. It's one of the bear management areas where you're allowed to be on during the day, but not overnight, not dusk or dawn. I guess when the bear activity is high. And there's a bunch of them in Yellowstone, so that's cool. But I'm clearly, even though I'm not on trail right now, I'm on something. It looks like a well-established trail. So maybe it was a trail back in the day. I'll pull up an old USGS topo map when I have service again. And I'm sure this trail will be on there. And maybe it's an old way to somewhere. But it looks like we're heading to some hot springs on this trail. So I'll take this for a while, see where it goes. And then depending on how far I go that way and what I see, maybe I'll cut across this meadow, go up to that high point and just see what it looks like on the other side, just for fun. The closest named lake is Mirror Lake, but that's 4 miles one way. So I doubt I'm going to go that far because that would be, you know, off trail, 8 miles round trip. But if it's like this, it would be definitely doable. But it looks like it's also going to be a combination of more forested, hilly areas. So I'm going to head on this trail for a while, see where it takes us, and then we'll go from there. But it's nice to have some sunshine. That's where we are right now. We'll check in later. So I have, after a little bushwhacking around from where the trail goes from a Potty Lake trail, comes up to the northernmost point, and then the Pelican Valley Trail starts going the other way in like a V. At the top of that V, I kind of veered off trail, and I have found an abandoned trail. I've been going through a lot of blowdowns. So we're gonna see where this trail goes. It's not on the map, but it clearly at some point was a trail. I'm thinking maybe it goes to the hot springs. But really cool, yeah, an abandoned trail, and we're going to keep going and see where we end up.
Good morning. It's about 11 o'clock, and I just thought I'd give a little update while I'm relaxing at camp and Brian's off doing a little adventure. I took a little stroll over to the campsite that's just up from ours. It's quite nice. It's probably a little bit flatter, but there's also a lot of shade, which on a day like today when we're trying to dry everything out is not ideal. So that might be a nice spot if it was really sunny. But I'm in a bunch of layers and still in the sun and feeling good, and just keep moving clothing and shoes around so that they will hopefully dry out. I've also been working on my sock. For any knitters out there, my friend Jenny, I'm about to start the heel, so that's exciting. This is my first pair of socks that I've ever knit. This campsite's nice. There's a little breeze coming off the water, so far the bugs haven't been bad at all, which is really nice. So I can sit out here and enjoy the sun. I'm going to check in, see if I can hear Brian. Sometimes, depending on the terrain, once we get more than like a mile apart, it's hard to hear with the walkie-talkies. But we'll give an update on that a little later. But I hope He's having fun. I know I'm enjoying just relaxing and catching up on podcasts and knitting. I'll check in later.
What's up, guys? So it's Sunday afternoon. It's about 11:30. We're a little over a mile from where we got off trail, where we found this cool abandoned trail. We've been kind of finding it, losing it, and finding it again, trying to figure out where the heck it goes. Still on it. There have been some massive blowdowns and rerouting, so it certainly hasn't been used in a while, but we're at about 8,500 feet right now. We're a good over half mile into the bear management area, so we are in it, and we have just come across this clearing with these hot springs here. See if the lighting can get it to you a little better. Lots of blowdowns everywhere. Yes, definitely started smelling the sulfur. Ooh, deer. Just saw a deer go by. I gotta be quiet. Just started smelling the sulfur a little while ago. We are way out in the middle of nowhere. Let's see if we can get that deer. This is so cool. So we're definitely in some hot springs here. Definitely some steam vents happening, right? Wow. Just want to stay on the edge of this. I don't want to get out in the middle of these thermal areas, just kind of on the edge, just to check them out. All right, I'm going to go into stealth mode, and if I can get some wildlife on camera, I'll be back. Still exploring this huge thermal area and just surrounded by big thermal pools everywhere. And this is all off a clearly abandoned trail that hasn't been used or maintained in years, just based on the number of blowdowns. I'm really curious to get an old topo map, because I'm probably not going to take this trail much further. It's been really cool. Look at this. I can hear the bubbling. It's incredible. Oh man, that sulfur is in the air, I'll tell you. This is huge, huge. The video doesn't do it justice. I'm gonna keep walking around in stealth mode. I'm gonna go back to the abandoned trail. Maybe see if it continues. Try and figure out where the heck it's going. There is another trail miles away. Does it hook up with that? Maybe it did at one point. And I wonder if they just wanted to discourage people coming here. I don't know. Or it could just be the bears, right? Maybe the bears were a nuisance. But let me show you one more bubbling cauldron. This one is on maximum bubble. So cool. I'm not going to get too close to it, but right about here should be fine. On grassy area. Look at this. You hear that bubbling? Oh man, man, that is a potent smell. That is so cool. All right. This is pretty much what this whole area is like. It is huge. I'm actually surprised there was a deer running around in here. There are groves of shady trees, so I'm gonna get back to the abandoned trail and see where we go. So this thermal area is so huge. If you look on a map, just find Wapati Lake, go north on the trail, and where it turns into a V, get off trail, continue north, and the map will show some hot springs about a mile or so away. Thermal area, that's where I'm at. I've just been walking around. I mean, it's immense. Just looking for any signs of human activity, right? I'm seeing plenty of scat. I'm seeing plenty of hoof prints. What I'm not seeing, because there's a lot of sandy areas, I'm not seeing any boot prints. So I don't know how often folks come out this way. And it was looking at, this is one of the places I was thinking about going to anyway. Of course, had no idea there was an abandoned trail to help lead the way, although it is very slow with all the blowdowns. It is kind of cool to have that trail. So I'm gonna link back up to that trail now. I haven't been able to have radio contact with Sarah. I think just because of the topography. She came in staticky once miles ago, and I've been trying to reach out to her since. There's some more scat everywhere here, with no luck. So whenever I can't have radio contact with her, I don't want to be gone for too long. I've already been gone, what, a couple hours, I think. So I might just take this trail a little further and see if it peters out at these springs or if it keeps going. Super cool when you find stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now, and we'll check in later. So we're on our way back from our little off-trail / abandoned trail adventure to the thermal springs, and just give you a little idea of the number of blowdowns when we can find the trail. So this is the trail from however many years ago. I can't wait to do some research on it. And these are the blowdowns we're going to be stepping over. Fun stuff. So we're just coming out of our abandoned trail, bushwhack. We kind of veered off the trail and took the high ground for the last, I don't know, 1,000 feet or so, 2,000 feet, just to check out a different line down. And now we're going to see if we can reconnect with that abandoned trail. Maybe avoid some of the marshy areas before we get back to the actual current trail, the Wapati Lake Trail, where it meets the, I forget the name of it, Pelican Bay maybe. So that's what we're doing. But look at this wide open meadow. We just came out of the bear management area technically, but it would be cool to see a couple of bears grazing out here, wouldn't it? So far, no luck on that, but we'll keep our eyes open. Oh, and here is the abandoned trail. We got it back, so pretty cool stuff. Probably checking back at base camp, see how Sarah's doing. So it's around 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. It's gonna relax, but I kind of got a hankering, I think, to collect some little pieces of dry wood and maybe do a little fire at some point. So I think I'm gonna crack open a cold one first, maybe have a little snack, and then just gather up a little bit of wood. There's plenty of down wood here, just for maybe a little fire. Doesn't even have to be late at night. It's cool enough now to even have one. But there's a nice little fire pit. We'll show you later at the site. So don't really do many backcountry campsite fires anymore, but we got the time. The weather's nice. We're on the lake. Why not?
So I just wanted to do a quick update that we've been collecting firewood. I only got a couple handfuls. But Brian takes his firewood building very seriously and has even distributed the wood by size. So I'm looking forward to having a little campfire in a bit.
So we had a little free time Sunday. It's like 3 in the afternoon. Decided to do a little backcountry campfire. We don't do too often.
Oh, it's a pack horse.
We have a view of the lake, and we're hearing some human voices. And apparently it's a pack horse. So cool.
I know there's a lot of you out there that would like a knitting update. Probably not. You're here for the backcountry content. But for my knitting friends, I have turned the heel. So now I have to pick up the stitches. So now I have to pick up the stitches. And there's a video I can watch, which I think would be very helpful. But we're in the backcountry, so I'm just going to go for it. But
if you walk a half mile on the trail that way, there's cell service.
Yeah, I don't need the video that much. But Brian has a good fire going. There it is. Add a few things to it. But yeah, it's been a good afternoon. We also saw a pack train that went by. So probably like maybe 8 or 9 horses and probably 5 or 6 people. We didn't really count. So earlier before that, I did see 3 people that I thought, while Brian was still on his adventure, that were going to stay at the campsite next to us, but they had stayed there a couple nights ago, and one of the guys had lost his sunglasses, so they were hoping they're there. So they had been doing research. I forgot to ask what type of research, but they had been doing some sort of research in the bear management area, which means they had had a special permit to camp there. So that was kind of interesting to talk to them for a few minutes. And then Brian got back, and then the pack train went by as we were having our campfire. So that's the update for now.